what's up, people? Today is the 4th of May. Let's just make sure we're getting the recording right, you know what I mean? Yep, it's all good and beautiful. We're in the Conversation Continues series. Those who don't know what time it is. And this is the main man, the one-man show, Kegus. The man who loves everybody. When I'm reading the book, I love everybody, you know, because you need to read the book anyway. Those who have the book already, I've had the best of all in terms of what we've done so far. Lots of videos out there on YouTube. So I'm just bringing you up to speed with what we have going on. Yep. Look for some nice music to tickle our fancy before we go into the deep end. See, all you're learning now is just about anything. Just about anything goes. Oldies.
Hey, this is Richie, your old.
Love that song. Don't you worry, baby. Reminds me of 1985, 1984. Uganda Primary School. Yeah. All right. Let's come back to now I gotta tell you something. Now, for those who don't know, I'll be representing Busoga College Mwere for the Mwikona VVIP guest. Among the guests invited, 15 of us, and we're gonna be like with the girls, you know. We still call each other girls and boys, kubanga. The word is OBs and OGs. Abana benna bingabo twabalinako akakwase. Nabingo girls were very hard to invite. Very hard. Not very hard, but the schools at that time, you know what I mean? But we know why now. And it's rubbed off since, even up to today. We still have that Cavandata. But we have the courtesy to be part of their annual dinner dance gala or whatever, everything. And they, you know, yeah, you know, it's gonna be a nice time. So I've got the longest poem. Victor got me on this one. The poem is titled Village Chief. On page 167. So let's jump into it. It's about 3 pages long. I haven't seen this one. I might have missed it, or I read through it, but I didn't pay attention to it. Village Chief, page 167, inspired by my husband's house in a dark forest of books by Okot P. Bitek. I remember this reminds me of my English and literature. We did a book by Okot P. Bitek. Dear kinsmen, we mourn our village chief that's been transformed. Like the transfiguration, power has got to his head. Honorable Sir, Your Excellency, Commander-in-Chief, Fountain of Honor they call him, the trappings of power have clouded his vision. This is a sad reality. Power corrupts. Greed. You know, all these things. I think that we're going to explore more in the poem as we go down there. When our village chief was a rebel leader, he listened to advice and consulted his comrades. When his revolutionary rhetoric was contagious, he had not become addicted to power, the village chief was a true revolutionary. That is stanza 2, ending there. I'm gonna say hi to my friend here, guys. So just briefly bear with me as we continue. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, yourself?
I've been good. How are you?
Same old,
nothing much.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Work home, whatever I'm off.
The dog is nice. Is this the one that was operation?
Yeah.
It's good now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Yeah, I can see the leg. It's a bit wobbly.
He covers, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some issues, but he's old now, so I cannot expect him to
Do much, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah. Sorry guys, apologies. You know, since now I'm not coming here quite often, I bear witness to a lot of friends. You know, I have to, kind of say hi to them. There's a helicopter choppering up here. I don't know if it's on an errand. Okay, let's continue. He had not yet become obstinate. He was still a freedom fighter and believed in consultations. Our village chief was respected. He was idolized as a hero. The son of a humble herdsman was a people's person, a rebel with a cause. So this is more or less a CV, a curriculum vitae. The Americans call it a resume. A resume is pretty much what somebody is and what somebody has done and what somebody has achieved, and aspirations as well. You work towards something and you achieve something, and there you go. Hello, miss. All right. And if in terms of being a rebel, he was idolized, he was a hero. What's going on here, people? Tell me. What's going on? It's not politics now. This is about somebody. A rebel with a cause. That was the village chief. Page 167, guys. Let's rotate. 168. It's 3 pages long. We're gonna nail it down. Our village chief has achieved a lot. He has invaded and conquered, has lived among peasants and pastoralists, and is cunning like a rebel fighter. Next stanza. The trappings of power have hardened our chief's heart to the suffering of his people. He has become hard-nosed. He despises today's youth, he says. Today's youth are lazy and undisciplined because they do not respect him, as he orders his soldiers to wipe and arrest them. Our chief's village is an armory of weapons. Some are large, rectangular metal boxes, heavy and menacing, with a torrent, and move about like they are repulsing an enemy ambush. Why is the president scared of the youth? You know what I mean? If he came as a rebel leader with the love of the people, and then the next generation which is born during his time, why is he scared of them that he now can even use the brutal force? Let's get back to this. An armory of weapons. Some are large rectangle metal boxes, heavy and menacing, repulsing an enemy ambush. So this tells me a level of dissatisfaction. Waylaying somebody, laying an ambush, and trapping somebody. If I've got a problem with you, I'll come up to you and say, We need to sort this out, man. We need to fix this. But if I can't do that, and then I ensnare you, or I entrap you, that means I'm guilty of something. The conversation continues. So is the president, the village chief, guilty of something? Chichi, tell us. Did he ever promise he can't deliver? Has he let down a generation? Tell me. You see, fear and guilt are all factors that are painted in this statement. Repulsing an enemy ambush. Catch him. Ambush him. You know what I mean? So it's ensnaring. Some are like purpose with primed switch emitting burning gas with scorches that scorches the eyes when lobbed at protesting subjects. So this is a description of the nature of weaponry that the village chief now has armored himself with to fight the youth or to protect himself from the youth. So some are big mobile water tanks carrying colored water, usually yellow or pink in color, that is sprayed from a muzzle like a mountain emitting lava. Some are small weapons with a thin hollow pipe attached to a piece of wood, carried by angry men and women. Some of the pipes are long, others are short. Some are tucked into their waists and emit a small hot metal that can kill an elephant. What's going on again? I'm not giving you the food for thought right now because from being idolized to now being feared. You see, why are the people or the youth being presented to this kind of image? If before he was with the peasants and the pastoralists, he didn't have all this around him. So I mean, he was getting real love from the people. So where's the love here? It's all fear. Let's go. If you live in our chief's village, you will lament his long rule. You will lament. Oh, Jakwe Jusa, you will regret. You will lament. Come on, guys. What's going on? The conversation continues. If you live long, in our chief's village, you will lament his long rule, the absence of oxygen in hospitals, the rigging of elections, the corruption tearing the village apart, the impunity within this government will tear your heart like a hungry beast devouring its prey. You will despair. You see, should I commit again? This is the language that is punching through the poem. If you live in our chief's village, you will lament his long rule, the absence of oxygen in hospitals, the rigging of elections, the corruption tearing the village apart. The conversation continues. Our chief has lost his vision. Everywhere he looks, he sees enemies. This is called paranoia. You see, the sense of security creates insecurity. The sense of paranoia creates enemies. He no longer trusts his own frail shadow. He is only at peace when discussing war and terror. We shall crush them. 6th Battalion Commander this, General that. His usual refrains he cannot say. The cries of his kinsmen who tell him we need medical facilities and not fighter planes. You see, there's a saying, power corrupts, but what corrupts indefinitely? Is it love? You might love something and it corrupts you. It's like a relationship. If I'm in love with my wife, time comes when that love is not going to sustain the relationship. So you have to draw the boundaries. But in terms of the village chief, has he drawn the boundaries? You know, because you let other avenues come through. You don't build more mountains and set up boundaries about no. Let's get this one right. We're going on. What's going on? We're going on. Right. So what's going on? Sorry guys. What's this? Could you close? I don't know. Right, let's continue. 6th Battalion Commander this, General that. His usual refrains he cannot see. The cries of his kinsmen. So let's continue to the last page. Oh, my kinsmen, let us strengthen each other. Listen, let us pay our last respects to the transformation of our chief, the shriveling of a foreign hero, a revolution that never was. Oh, this village is now a wasteland, a victim of a chief's beset of hubris syndrome. Remember his colleagues who helped him during his ascent to the throne that sat with him. In high command and political bureau meetings, now estranged and disillusioned. Yeah. Your youthful years laid to waste. Our village is subdued and in disarray. Filled with beggars and slaves, others have fled to faraway villages. A few speak up, but at a high cost. Please pray for the chief and the village. That is all we can do. What a poem. What a poem. From beginning to the end, we have been taken through a journey. Remember what I said? It's sounding like a CV, sounding like a resume. What you've done, but what you haven't done, the ugly side. As we dug deep and deeper into the waters, we were taken through that journey of discovery. Let me bring you back. Let me bring you up to speed here. Amare. Some are big mobile water tanks carrying colored water, usually yellow or pink in color, that is sprayed from a muzzle like a mountain emitting lava. So when the people protest, they bring out the ammunition, the armory. But these are the very people who at the beginning were behind you. They were even so comfortable that they say you make the bed and lay in it. So they were peasants and pastoralists, so you were with them. So you pretty much, you were breaking bread together, innit? And many people can come and lament and say, tinze namusuzako, sijui fetwawaye ente zaffe, sijui. You know, these things are true. People keep quiet. So when there's change comes at a price. So if we go back to the resume here side, you know, our village chief was respected. He was idolized as a hero, the son of a humble herdsman, who was a people's person, a rebel with a cause. That means all the costs that people would have incurred were priceless. But then now, when it comes to power, everything has a price. Rigging elections, corruption ripping the village apart, impunity within the government will tear your heart like a hungry beast devouring its prey. The conversation continues. So, this is a very big poem, and that's how it is. The village chief. So, what we have learned here, food for thought. Was he masking his true colors in the beginning? You can ask yourself that question. Hidden beneath the veneer. The conversation continues. So, this is how we break down this poem, eh? And there's more coming in the conversation continues series. This is the book by my brother Victor Romanica. It's very well written. And those who are buying the book for the first time, you'll be taken on a journey. And the videos we have made so far help you navigate that, and so that you enjoy a read. You know, this is an educated conversation. It is not just about, you know, commentaries. You know, commentaries, it's the boy, no. Forget about that kind of commentary. This is educated conversation. So although it's a one-man sided, but I bring in all the opinions, your food for thought, and all those things. You would sit back and say, oh, really? Huh. So I think this is a very big poem, and in terms of the book, it does a lot of justice. The previous one, we did a letter to General Guti, page 80, and then page 167, the village chief. I love you guys. I'm out. Let me put some music for you. You understand? You know, you can say them music. All right. Okay, Hey, by the way, guys, once again, I say thank you to our OGs, old girls, beautiful girls. Trinity College Nabingo, we love you. Mwiri, Busoga College Mwiri. On the behalf of the OBs, anyway. Those who don't know the story, 30 years ago, we invited the Trinity College Nabingo girls, and on several occasions, we effortlessly used to write letters to the drama club, to the, inviting a school to your school, especially being that Busoga College was a boys' school, was a privilege. But they never usually had that benefit that they extended, and always hurt us, you know. It didn't hurt us as people, but as a school, you know. But Trinity College in Nabingo was one of the traditional schools. Okay, there was Gaza as well. I'll give you that story properly. Even Gaza was in the same bracket. They used to come on field trips and everything, but they never used to come to take part in anything to do with the school. But apologies in order, you know. But right now, I can humbly put that to rest and thank the Nabingo Trinity College alumni to invite us on their auspicious occasion. It's going to be a big one, you know, and we're looking forward to it and all that. But the rest is history, you know, as they say. You live to tell a story. The same Victor has written a book about Uganda that tells, and we are mincing about it, chewing over it. Here we go. You love my music?